But I do think that, yeah, man, fellowshipping is just so important, man. Like, just don't be a lone wolf. I know that life, man. Like, don't be a lone wolf like me. You know, even for me, it's like I realized that you're gonna hit a ceiling. You're gonna hit like a tipping point where it won't be enough. You're gonna want to seek out people. That's basically it. What's up, guys? I'm Andy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm basically just making these videos talking about various gospel related things and just my journey into getting closer with Jesus Christ. And today we are talking about fellowshipping. So let's get into it. Okay. They say that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Okay. So when it comes to growing your faith with God, I think it's really important to surround yourself with people who are like-minded and who are aligned with you, you know? And it's important to surround yourself with people who are also in the faith. Even if you're on the fence or you're kind of somewhere in the middle and you don't really know, I think spending time with people who are in the faith can ultimately just be very helpful. It can mean a lot. Sometimes I find that just being in the presence of people who are in the faith or people who are aligned in the same way as you can actually just make you feel really good. And I think it's more than just a feel good. It almost just feels like you're building sort of like a safety net that you're building slowly. It's like the more time you spend with people who are in the faith, I honestly feel like it's a reliable safety net and network of people, because I think that when one falls, then another can pick them up. And I think that that kind of fellowship and that kind of like group camaraderie is so crucial when it comes to building that social network. Honestly, this is actually one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible. I think this one, it's super simple, and I'll put it up on the screen right now. Proverbs 27, verse 17. I do want to say that of all people, I know what it's like to be a lone wolf. I'm very much a lone wolf in general, in a lot of what I do and just how I operate, honestly. And I think most of my life have just been very independent. But what I've learned though is that when it comes to the faith, I think that being a lone wolf it really is not the play. And I've learned that being a lone wolf and trying to grow your faith are they're kind of opposing things. I think that people that are in the faith should be with other people that are in the faith, because it's how you grow your faith. And what I mean by that also is like, you know, I think it's also important to actually fellowship and actually try to have these like meaningful conversations with other people, whether it be about God, the Bible, etc. You know, the thing is like a lot of the times these issues are in everyday life. And the thing is too, is like a lot of the ideas in the Bible are very practical. They're like very like day-to-day kind of issues. And sometimes having a person to talk to in person, it can mean so much. And the thing is too, is like when you're in discussion with people, you can at the end of it have a better understanding of the nature of God, or a better understanding holistically when it comes to a particular subject or topic or whatever. It is possible to grow your faith as a lone wolf, but I think that that's not really long-term sustainable. And I think that you're going to hit a point where it's this tipping point where I think your spirit will want to reach out to other people. This is the process that I basically went through. So like, even for me, when I was first, you know, reading the Bible for the first time and getting into the faith for, you know, the very first time, I was basically kind of like a lone wolf, and I was just keeping it to myself. Didn't really have many people to talk to at the time. And I take that back. I think there were at least like 2-3 people that I could talk to, 2 people at least in person, and then like one other maybe one other person in that I could talk to online. But the thing is like, I had a limited amount of people in my life that I could talk to, regarding these conversations about the faith. I was limited on the number of people that I could talk to. And so when I was able to talk to these people about anything faith related, then it was very exciting. I felt a enthusiasm when I was able to talk about these kinds of heavier topics with these people in person, because and it's for two reasons too. The first reason being that our salvation is just so important. It's like, why aren't we talking about this more? And it's like, finally, it feels so good to be able to have these discussions with people for something that's so important, and we should be talking about things like this more often. And number two is that it's also a kind of like scarcity issue too, where it's like, there's so few people that I knew that could talk about these kinds of things. It meant so much more when I was able to actually talk with them and to have these discussions, because it was just a lot more meaningful, So iron sharpens iron. And I think that, I want to encourage people to seek out the conversations. And sometimes it can be through online interactions too, like whether it be Discord or some message group or some forum or something like that. I don't know. Do people still use forums? I don't know. A lot of those online interactions definitely hold some value, but I do think that there's a lot more value in having those discussions in person. And as an aside too, I do want to add, like there is this one Discord that I joined. I think I joined maybe like a year ago. And it's called Christ Crusaders. Maybe you can look it up on Google. Maybe I'll put a link or something. I don't know. Basically, this Discord, so let me explain. So first I want to explain what even Discord is. Discord is actually primarily was made as like a gamer. It's like a server building, community building app. And people can basically do like voice channels and screen sharing. It was originally made for gamers, but there's this one server. Some people use it for all different kinds of things, right? And so for this one Christian server, it's a very big server with a lot of people. So there's a lot of activity and different things going on. But what they do is a couple days out of the week, they'll have these events where they'll have a person speaking on a stage. And like what that means, like on a stage, is you have one speaker and then people just tune in the channel as people in the audience. So you have like one or two, sometimes there'll be like one or two speakers or something, and they'll be talking about a particular topic. Most of the time it's like some Bible study or something. They'll just look at, a couple of chapters in, one of the Bible stories or something. And it's cool because you just kind of listen in, and then there's a live chat also that's part of it too. So if people have questions, they can just ask the questions in the chat. And so it's a nice little interactive back and forth. And it's a really cool way to fellowship with people remotely, because I've never met these people. They're strangers to me. But the thing is like, it's so cool to be able to connect with people like this in kind of a live interactive ways. That's just one example of being able to fellowship with people in a digital space, right? The reason I bring that up though is because there's just many different ways to fellowship with one another, and that Discord server was just one of the ways. I really like Discord, so that really resonated with me, and I'm using the app anyway, so. But I do think that, yeah, man, fellowshipping is just so important, man. Like, just don't be a lone wolf. I know that life, man. Like, don't be a lone wolf like me. Even for me, it's like I realized that you're gonna hit a ceiling. You're gonna hit like a tipping point where it won't be enough. You're gonna want to seek out people. That's basically it. I think your faith in Christ will grow way faster, and I think your spirit will genuinely want it. And I think that it'll really supercharge you. And I get it, man. Like, meeting up in person can be uncomfortable. I get it, you know, but I really encourage people to get outside their comfort zone, meet other people in person when fellowshipping, when regarding the faith, about the faith. And yeah, because it's, for me, it's been fantastic. Being able to talk with people in person has been awesome. You know, staying in my room and just reading the Bible, and even just, you know, hopping on Discord every now and again is fine, but nothing beats meeting up in person. So I honestly really encourage people to do that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the whole video. I'll have another video up on the screen if you want to watch something else. But that's it, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.